I was just shocked because me and you had like chats in bed, I think like 2 days before about like the outside. And you were like, oh, like, you know, I'll come stay with you and da-da-da. So in my head, I was like, oh.
Why were you having chats with Lucy about the outside world and maybe, I guess some might argue, maybe selling dreams?
Sit here now, I'm sorry that I didn't go into more detail about that.
And at that moment, like, did you kind of like regret letting Charlie in?
Actually, no, in that moment I did, yeah.
And I loved how you solved all of that drama. And I guess I want to ask, what happened after the show?
Me and Kat are still together. So we went on a walk and then we were in the car park at the pet shop. And I went, Kat, you dropped something. Got on one knee.
Welcome back to another episode of the reality podcast of me, Will and Jovi, where I've got the hottest reality TV interviews and pop culture gossip. Don't forget to subscribe if you're loving the content and you want more tea. Today's guests, they're just too hot to handle. It's Charlie and Lucy, everybody.
To be honest, like, I only went on the show so I could end up on this podcast. So I feel like I finally, you know, the dreams have come true, really. We are here, Will.
Listen,
you made it.
Living it up. I've obviously watched everything. Have you watched everything back? Are you watching it in bits and bobs?
I'm doing bits and bobs.
Really?
I binged the first ones and then like the next drop, I was a bit like, oh, I knew what was coming. So I was like, oh, am I going to want to watch this?
Why? Wait, you watched it with your family?
Yeah, I watched it with my mum and my sisters and my brother. And, you know, like, we have a very open relationship in my household. We talk about sex and stuff like that. Oh,
really? So that gets discussed and then you're able to... So it's humorous?
Yeah, like, I think it's, like, a good thing for families to be openly, you know, have open communication and conversation about that sort of stuff.
To an extent, my dad is not watching this.
I am not discussing that stuff with my family.
No, first episode in a latex black thong and spikes. Like, my dad is not watching me slut drop on the floor, like, or you lick my thigh. Like, no.
Yeah.
No.
But the thing is, your family do know you're going on it, so they're gonna want to watch it. You're on Netflix. They're gonna wonder, like, what's, you know?
Oh no, my mum's like biggest like, woo, yeah, go girl. You do that. You slut drop. You have that thigh licked. Woohoo!
I love that for you.
I watched every episode twice on the days that they were released. Like, I watched them all with my family.
I would as well.
And then I watched it all again with my friends. You know what I mean? So I could get the family perspective.
Yeah.
Then the friends perspective. Then I went on my phone and I got
social
the
media
internet perspective. And I was like,
what was social media like? That must have been like such a crazy experience, going from obviously like, you know, living your normal life to now all of these people knowing who you are internationally, because obviously Too Hot to Handle has like an international audience.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, like, nothing really changed in the sense that, like, girls have always been DMing me and stuff. You know what I mean? So, like, this...
I love that for you, though. I love that for you.
It's not like much has changed in that respect, do you know what I mean? But, like, it's definitely, like, it's a lot, like, at the start to get, you know, everyone having an opinion. And I think I've done TikTok in the past, but... When you post on TikTok, you have control of your narrative.
Yeah.
When you go on a reality show, you have no control of your narrative.
It's true.
Yeah.
I mean, I did have control over kissing 3 girls in a day. Yeah.
Oh, you defo did.
He had control over that, but no self-control.
Yeah.
Oh,
I like that.
Oh,
I sip the tea. Yeah.
Can we please talk, Charlie, about your look in the mornings? Those glasses, iconic.
You like them?
It was just so refreshing in the morning.
I've actually upgraded to a new pair of glasses.
Really?
Yeah, I've got some more circular frames going on.
So
now.
are they like, because you only wore them, I feel like, in the morning. So
yeah,
it's just
so
like, I want to see what's going on at 9 a.m. or like 10 a.m. Like, what's the deal?
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I've always worn glasses. I wear contact lenses like day to day, but like just obviously in the morning, like just whacked on my glasses. But the internet's response to my glasses was pretty good.
They did look good.
Yeah, I was always like, I didn't really want to wear my glasses too much, but then like everyone seems to love them, so now I might just make it my entire personality for a little while.
I love that.
I love wearing glasses.
I love that. Well, we know you do. We know you did. But we're going to get into that.
I love the guy glasses.
We're going to get into that. Guys,
did you just say you loved me?
Well,
can we clip that?
Yes, calm down.
So it was a lot. Look, we're going to get into it. But like, did Lana catch everything? Absolutely everything?
I believe Lana sees everything.
Lana sees all.
Like, when you are in there, you really, you know, you wake up, you look up, and there is one camera here. You look over your shoulder, there's another camera here. I mean, like, if you're having, like, pillow talk and stuff, and you look over your shoulder, you really see that camera scoping in, and it's just a reminder of my family watching me in that moment.
Literally, because you think you're by yourself, you forget. Like,
really?
Genuinely, like, there's even bits when I watched it with, like, me and you, and I remember in those moments thinking, like, I forgot that I couldn't just, like, kiss you, or I couldn't just, do you know what I mean?
You felt very alone. You get so used to it, like, in the process, you know.
But then you'll see a camera, like, turn. It's like,
Yeah.
and
Ooh.
like, because they're like, I don't know, like, are they motion? I don't know what they are, but like they turn.
No,
and
they have
look
someone
at you.
controlling
So
them.
yeah, probably someone controlling it
So
in the
then
back.
they like realise like who's still awake, and they're like, whoop, and you're like, oh, they've clocked us.
But yeah, no, it was definitely a shock waking up in the mornings and like seeing Lucy next to me. I was like,
I was genuinely gonna make a nice comment, but I'll leave that one then.
How was day one for the both of you?
eventful.
Yeah.
We saw that.
Yeah. Day one was eventful.
Very eventful for you.
Yeah, I mean, like I went into Too Hot to Handle with the same mentality that I used to just walk into any club with, which was just to get as many girls as possible. You know what I mean? But nah, in all seriousness, though, I feel like when I went in on the first day, like I felt pretty confident in myself, and I just thought like, okay, throughout the entire like casting process, you tell them how much of a player you are, and then you get on there, and all of a sudden, Bad Lana goes, go on then. That's what I felt. I felt like they really said to me, go on then, let's see what you got. And I was just like, okay.
You brought a really good game.
Thank you.
You played well.
Oh, interesting. So you feel like it was a game he was playing?
100%. No, like as in like on the first day.
Yeah.
Like you played the game.
In the sense that I'm a player.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Well, it was a player.
Is that
yeah,
what can I
for
get
sure.
away with?
Yeah, I just wanted to see what I could get away with, see how many of the girls I could kiss. It's like, yeah, go on then.
But I do feel like early doors, you guys both of you kind of connected. So that was like, was it like the British connection kind of thing?
You know what it was? I think for me, when I walked in, like the first conversation I had was with Lucy, and when we were talking, like you see the little joke about the fingering at the start, but it was like it was a serious thing because
he plays the sax, I play the flute.
yeah, and the same fingering, you know, classic joke. But I think that there is a lot in common between us, and I did like when I went in there, I was like, yeah, like they put Lucy in here for me.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? That was kind of the vibe that I got. And I think like as well, being on there with people who are from all over the world and stuff, when you speak to someone who's from London, you know, I'm from Kent, it's pretty close, like very easy, like good banter. Do you know what I mean? Like, and Lucy's a great girl. Do you know what I'm saying? Who wouldn't connect with her when they first met her? Do you know what I mean? And so I think that's kind of like why that happened. And then, you know, going to Kat, for example, like she was a completely new foreign species to me. Do you know what I mean? And so like speaking to her and getting to know her, it wasn't as easy straight off the bat.
Of course,
I think.
yeah.
And that's why, like, I think maybe I like went straight for Lucy.
Yeah, and Lucy.
Yeah, it's familiar. Like,
How did you feel when you first met Charlie?
It's just like it's fun, isn't it? Like you both had the English banter. Like you were cheeky.
It's
you're
fun.
funny.
That's a weird way to say you were blown away by me.
I don't think I was blown away. I think your words. What were your
You
words?
were blown away by her because when you went into the like that banishment, the hiding place, all you were thinking about and talking about was who? Lucy.
Your lips are
So let's talk about how you were
juicy.
blown away by Lucy.
No, I was. You know, I was just trying to get some love. Give me a break.
You were. I was ready to move on. I was like, right, Charlie, who? Just chat with him.
And how was that chat with Louis for you? Were you feeling it? Were you like? Because you kind of did say you were like, oof, you know.
Yeah. Do you know what?
Louis.
I didn't. I wanted him to come in because he was one of the people that was like, oh, I hope it is Louis. But then also, when you see him in real life, I think all of us girls were literally like, oh my God. Like, I think all of us were a little bit like, whoa. We didn't expect him to be quite that fit. It's like, Jesus. Like, I made a few comments in that brunch that I don't remember. Well, I obviously did. I did say them, but I was like, did I say that? Like, I don't remember saying that.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, he was good. He was flirty. There was a vibe.
And Charlie, you were shook, weren't you? Because you knew it was competition at that point.
To be honest, like, I was so confident in myself to go back and just do whatever I wanted. Like, I felt like, you know, with like them bringing in Louis, there was definitely a narrative that was trying to get put onto me of like, do you feel threatened by Louis? Are you intimidated by him? But I've never felt threatened or intimidated by another person when it comes to, you know, the Riz.
I love this man. I love your confidence.
Thank you.
Hello.
Thank you.
Yes.
It's earned confidence.
Yeah, but this is how it should be, guys.
Yeah, and you know
100%.
what? Like, I've heard a lot about my confidence on the internet because people see a tall tower and they want to tear it down. Do you know what I mean? But I actually want everyone on the world to be super confident and happy in themselves because that's how I feel about myself. You know what I mean? And I really think that that's how everyone should feel. And so I don't really think it's a thing of like, yo, we got to try to tear Charlie down because he's confident. You know what I mean? But coming back in, I was very confident that I was going to go back in and get Lucy. And, you know.
And you did.
And what happened? You did.
Backed out my massive weapon, you know what I'm saying?
The saxophone.
Sexy phone.
The sexy phone.
The sexy phone.
That's what they call it when I play it.
Ooh. He's still dropping game, you know.
He
It's
is
like,
still dropping
No,
it.
no,
every
no.
second.
That's not game. That's not
Every
game.
second.
Please.
All the one-liners. When did you learn? When did you learn?
So I started learning saxophone when I was 11 years old. My mum used to play Kenny G in the car, and I was like, that is, I want to sound like that. And I remember when I was in like year 4, I actually sent a girl a Kenny G song, like to try and riz her. This was my first attempt at saxophone game, and she actually replied and said, "Where's the words?" And I was like, right. It's going to take a while until this can be cool, you know, but I trusted the process. I stuck at it. 10 years later, rizzing girls on Netflix with my saxophone. You know what I mean? Does it get much better than that?
Does it?
It
get
doesn't.
much better. And how did you feel in that moment? Did you feel like, you know what? I forgive him. I'm here for it. Did you feel like this is quite cute? Actually, no, you were kind of like...
No,
you were the opposite. You were kind of like, show me the real you. So actually, it almost didn't feel like you were that impressed by the saxophone.
No, I was, but then I felt like all day, I felt like you still had this like little like facade up, and I was like, right, get rid of that. Like have that like whatever, like, you know, when you're like with boys and whatever, you're with your friends, like fine, like blah, blah, blah. But I was like, I just want to see you.
That was very real though. When I actually saw that
But
back,
that chat,
that touched me when I actually heard you say that, because you said that to me like a couple times when we were in there, and I think it was something that did really resonate. Like you want to see the
because you
real...
like you are a natural born performer, and I always got that, even like waking up in the mornings in the room, like in the bedroom and stuff. And then but then I, do you know what it was? It's when we like like to go out and we'd like, chat at night, and then I'd be like, oh, this is who this man is,
Really?
and like I love that.
Yeah.
One thing I noticed is that obviously you just didn't really want to break the rules, whereas you did. Like, do you guys feel like that kind of caused a bit of a dent in the bond that you were growing?
I think when we were on there, like, I did definitely say to you that, like, I was struggling to feel that connection. I mean, if it is because of that physical stuff, I don't really know. But, like, I think there was obviously a lot more to it than just that. And I think that that's the way that it comes across, because that's what the show's
I definitely
about.
feel like you felt some type of a way, though, that she didn't want to, like, break the rules a bit. You were a bit like...
You know
Come
you know what it is? Like, I've never really experienced like being in that kind of situation where it's like you're not just all over each other. Even if it's not like, even if it's not breaking rules and kissing, do you know what I mean? I just felt like we weren't really all over each other in that way. And there's nothing wrong with that now looking back at it. But like it was just the way that I felt. And I think that I did voice it to you, but like it just didn't change. And now looking back on it, I do just think like we obviously weren't meant for each other.
No.
Do you know what I mean? Because it didn't happen. And so like, that's just it. You know what I mean?
Other people in the retreat noticed. Remember what Valentina said?
Yes, I remember what Valentina said.
And Valentina basically said something along the lines of like, well, Charlie's not kissing you because he doesn't like you, or something like that. And you said you found it disrespectful.
I did. But also because at that point, like, one, I think she'd only really just come in. Like, she hadn't been there that long.
Yeah.
And it came out of nowhere. Like, I saw it, like, I can't remember what had just happened. Had she kissed him?
No, it was when Kat and Louis had broken rules, and then I'd said something, and then she was like, "Is it just because you're not into it?"
Oh, right, yeah. And I don't remember, like, I won't forget that moment. I remember, like...
You stood on business.
I was so angry inside, but I remember in my head, like, internalizing, going... just be like really composed, be really calm, don't shout, just be really composed. Think of your mum, what would your mum do? Like, calm down. Because I was sat next to Brie as well, and I remember I just saw Brie be like, and I was like, I literally want to like, but I was like, no,
Yeah, you handled that well,
like,
though.
compose it.
Yeah, but Charlie, in the confessionals, you agreed with Valentina.
Oh!
You actually agreed with her.
I did.
You agreed with what she said. Why did you agree with what she said?
You're not like, wait, remind me what she said again.
Doesn't mean like just because your man's not into
Yeah,
you,
yeah,
like
yeah.
don't come for me.
Yeah, I think at that stage I had like already kind of been feeling the vibe off Kat, to be honest. And like I'd already kind of realised, even like excluding Kat, like I'd already kind of come to the realisation in myself that maybe there just wasn't something there that I was looking for.
Yeah.
Do you know
But then
what I mean?
I feel like that you saying that further confirms the fact that you were low-key pissed at the fact that Lucy was not breaking the rules. Because if you were agreeing with Valentina, then that means that you low-key felt some type of way by the fact that Lucy wasn't breaking the rules.
I think I was more agreeing with Valentina because I was like, yeah, there is something missing here, and like, and maybe that is why we're not breaking the rules. I've never been someone to force anyone to do anything,
course,
and like, I'm gonna stand there, I'm gonna pull my trousers down in the shower and dash them to the side whilst looking you in the eyes and let you know, yo, this is here.
That confidence was everything. Sorry, let's talk about this shower scene.
No, wait.
Let me
cook.
You left.
Yeah, please let me cook. Please let me cook. Please let me cook.
I didn't.
Nah, because
Let him cook.
I'm gonna let you know, yo, this is here, but you gotta come get it. You know what I'm saying?
I don't chase.
Oh, she don't chase. Okay, wait, guys. Let's take it step by step. Let's discuss. If you've watched the show, you will know that these two went in the shower. Okay? Charlie dropped everything off. Lucy, you looked down. You saw what he's dealing with. Okay,
she ran away.
No, hold on. Guys. Let's take it step by step. Lucy, you saw what he was dealing with.
Mm-hmm.
No, she didn't run away straight away. You know, you were kind of standing there for a bit. Did you like what you saw?
Wow, we're gonna talk about my. We're really gonna talk about my piece right here, live on air. Careful what you say, Lucy. Yeah. It's gonna follow me around for a while. Yeah.
I was not disappointed with what I saw.
Good. We love this.
Diplomatic.
We love this for you.
Yeah.
We love it for you. Fine.
She wasn't disappointed.
She was not disappointed.
It's not quite happy, but
she was not disappointed. No, but I mean, you could look at someone's, bleep and not be disappointed and still feel like, right, at the moment, I don't want to.
Yeah. I was just like, I don't know. I just felt there was something that I still didn't know about you yet. I don't know what that was.
Yeah, I mean, like, in that moment, I wasn't expecting her to get on her knees and start dropping the gluckage. Do you know what I mean? But, like...
How much money would Lana have taken from you if you did it in that moment?
I think, like, 10K. Oh, what, if we'd have fucked?
Yeah.
40.
Or done anything in that.
Oh.
40K?
No, if we had sex, 40.
10K for a little...
Yeah, 10K for...
40?
10K for some flute fingering.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, you can find someone sexually attractive and like their private parts and have self-control. You had a lot of self-control.
Yeah.
A lot.
I didn't think I'd care about the money as much as I actually did after a few cabana meetings. When it started to go down, I was like, oh my God, because you don't know who's going to get it. And I was like, even if it wasn't me, but I was like, genuinely, I kept thinking of my dad in my head. I was like, he'd literally be like, really? You're going to waste that much money? And I was like, oh, it's such a big bit of money. As soon as I was just thinking in my head, I was like, as soon as it's over, we can go out and do whatever. Freaky deaky. But when we're in here, let's just be good. And then, yeah.
So when you saw his manhood, you thought of Lana. You thought of that money because you did want that money. You were talking about the money.
I did. Yeah, no, I thought about the money a lot.
You saw dollar signs. When you saw his manhood, you saw dollar signs.
I was just like, boo, boo, boo.
To be honest,
it's like that cartoon with the pounds just going ding, 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 ding.
Yeah, but that is the problem because you do only get to see my penis for the first time once, and unfortunately, I need more to happen than that.
Okay.
It's you know what I mean?
Charlie, how did you feel when she walked out the shower?
I just felt, I look, like I said, I'm not one to force it, but I was like, more. Do you know what I mean? At least go, oh yeah, something.
Say something,
Do something. I don't know. I'm not expecting, like I said, I'm not expecting the Gluckage 3000. I'm just expecting something. Do you know what I'm saying?
The awkwardness in this room right now, I live for this.
I know there's so many things in my head that I want to say, but I'm like, no.
Yeah.
Right,
Thanks.
moving on. Would you say that the bond of you and Katherine kind of started, was it that intimacy workshop? Was that, because that's when I personally saw it, but maybe obviously
that was the moment. That was the
moment.
It was unaddressed before then. There was little things happening. I think you saw like when she was in the shower, there's a little scene where I'm like, oh, who's that in the shower? And she's like, me. And then I'm like, oh, do you need a hand with that? There was little things like that happening. Sorry, you know what I mean? But when there was a vibe I was catching off Kat. And the reality is with me and Kat on our journey, what happened, she did want me at the start. I did pick Lucy over her. Katherine was never and did never make that move first. Yeah. That was me. I can hold my hands up to that and be like, yo, I did that. We love a man that can hold his hands up and when he done something wrong, yeah. But also, there was just a lot happening, and I felt like when I was going into conversations, I was finding myself drawn to Kat, and there was something about her, and it wasn't the fact that she was breaking rules. In fact, that's not something I really find mad attractive in the first place. You know what I mean? But there was just an energy level there when I actually got to know on that deeper level.
Day one, you definitely found that attractive. You even make a comment, and you're like, Oh, she's naughty. Yeah, you can just tell.
She is naughty, but like,
Oh.
no, she's naughty, and Katherine is like an amazing girl, like genuinely. Like,
But you did, to be fair, you did say that you felt like you saw a different side to Katherine,
And she
I thought
does
like
have a
at that
lot.
point we saw a bit of a different side to her.
I even saw it in that.
Because in the beginning, I remember like she was very much just like with Louis, it was all kind of just like sexy, sex. But then I feel like with you two, it was a bit more than just that.
And that is what the show's about.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? That is what the show's about. It's about the fact that we all go on there admitting that we have a bad side, bad Lana. And there is so much more to relationships than that physical stuff. And I think that I started to notice as the process went on. And, when you first go onto a reality show, there's a lot of energy and excitement and stuff.
Yeah.
And oftentimes, like you said, it can force you to put on something a little bit. I mean, I feel like I was very authentic and true to myself, but it's hard to really let your true deep self out until the process goes on. And I felt like it really did weather on Kat, and I started to see like a different side to her that I actually really liked. And then that workshop was kind of like my opportunity. I mean, it was a really fucking intense workshop. Like, am I allowed to swear on it?
Yeah.
It was a really fucking intense workshop. I mean, the fact you hold up a mirror and you say like what you see when you look at yourself, it causes you to self-reflect and really let out that true what you are. And then immediately after you're looking at yourself and being so honest with yourself, you drop a mirror and you're holding eye contact with someone, and then you see each other, and she says, like, I felt like I was staring into your soul. And in that moment, like, I really felt like I did see her for who she was.
Yeah.
And like, I said to her and I let her know, I was like, I really want to kiss you. And like, there's unfinished business, whatever, we need to have a conversation about it later. And it did go from there. But, and this, like, sorry if I'm skipping stages here, but this is why, like, when I did end things with Lucy, I did skim over the Kat thing. And that probably wasn't the best thing. I didn't really go into detail about like, oh yeah, like I want to pursue things with Kat. But it was because, okay, what happened with me and Kat was completely separate. But there was something that for me was missing with me and Lucy before that even happened. And so when I ended it with Lucy, I wanted to address it that this isn't right. Like I wanted to talk about us. It wasn't about Kat.
Yeah,
that was a separate situation.
But do you not feel like that was a bit unfair because Lucy had to find out from other people?
Oh, yeah.
And I feel like, what would you reckon? How did you feel about that? Because you were obviously really, really sad. And then when you were told, you were upset. And then when you saw it, you were upset. And I feel like that's a bit more maybe painful than Charlie, than maybe you saying it to Lucy herself.
Yeah. I think it was the like finding out then from everyone else, like going back into the bedroom and like obviously Louis, you see him be like, oh, like, you know why? And I'm like, no. And then he's like, oh, because they're getting together now. And I was like, wait, what? And then obviously I think like the same day, then obviously I saw you two together like all the time. And I was just...
Were you confused? Were you like, what the hell? Like, or did you see it brewing?
When we did that workshop, I actually did, I saw something and I said like, oh, I feel like I saw something like between them. And I thought it was me being, I was like, clearly I need to work on that. Maybe I'm being paranoid. Like, I'm being really silly because even just before that workshop, like Kat literally said to me like, "Oh my God, Lucy, like don't worry, by the way, like."
There was a little moment, wasn't there? And Louis said to me, "Don't touch, keep your hands off my girl."
Yeah, like there was like a moment of all of us being like, "Oh, don't like cross over," and then I could see them like at the like peripheral, and I was like, like I don't know, there's something there, like what's going on? And then, but I didn't say anything to you because I just thought like, oh,
But you were a bit unsure.
I was like, maybe I'm just being silly, like, whatever. They're just being there for each other. And then, obviously then, I think it was the next day. Yeah, the next day. And then obviously, I came back into the bedroom and found out and was like, oh,
damn.
okay.
And at that moment, like, did you kind of like regret letting Charlie in?
No, I don't. No, actually, no. In that moment, I did. Yeah. In that actual, like, no, yeah.
Honesty is the best policy, everybody.
Well, she didn't let me in though. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, shut up! I was just so shocked. No, thank God I didn't let you in. Only very, very special non-saxophone players going there. Yeah. I did regret a tiny bit. Yeah, only because I was like, I felt like I'd let my wall down a little bit, and then I was like, oh, I've literally just been like lied to, and also because I didn't know how long that had been going on, and I was like, wait, how long has this been going on? Like, has this been going on for a long time behind my back? Have I been like being an idiot, like being deceived? I was just shocked because me and you had like chats in bed, I think like 2 days before about like the outside, and you were like, oh, like I'll come stay with you, and da da da. So in my head, I was like, oh yeah.
awkward. So now you're gonna have to respond, Charlie. Like, why would you? Okay, hold on. So, right, obviously you did what you did, and you're allowed to do what you do. But like, why were you having chats with Lucy about the outside world? And maybe, I guess some might argue, maybe selling dreams.
Time goes by very fast in there, and at that stage, that's how I felt.
Yeah.
Like, and I can't
Fair
help
play.
but
No, that is true.
speak how
Yeah.
I felt, but it's a very intense environment. A lot happens quickly,
No,
and
it
also,
is.
Yeah.
and also, like, you have to, because you only have a limited amount of time. If you feel something, you've got to act on it, and you've got to act on it fast, and that's just what happened. Like, and I'm sorry, and also, like, I would say this as well. I can sit here and say as much as I want that me skimming over the cat thing was me trying to like make it easier on you. I can sit there and say, yeah, it was me trying to make it easier on you. And I think that's how I felt in the moment. I felt like I wasn't talking about it because it was fair to Lucy to be like, look, we're not working. Looking back on it, it was actually probably quite a selfish thing to do.
Yeah.
Because I was making it easier for myself. Because if I'd have turned around to Lucy and been like, yo, like, I want to get to know Kat, like, that would have probably hurt her more there in the moment, and I'd have had to deal with that. But I kind of did push it on for her to find out later. I can now sit here as a matured, grown and developed individual and be like, that was a selfish thing to do. And, you know, that's the good thing about reality TV. We get to watch ourselves back. We get to see the mistakes that we've made, and we get another opportunity to grow and learn from it. And so, like, sit here now, I'm sorry that I didn't go into more detail about that. That would have been the right way to go about it. But I didn't do that. And I've got to hold my hands up and just accept that and be accountable for that.
And we love a man
We
who
do.
takes accountability.
We do.
Lucy, how do you feel about his apology?
I accept it.
Thank you.
I'm glad I didn't touch your sexy phone, but I accept your apology.
You did actually touch my sexy phone,
I
but not
touched
my
I touched the sexy,
The sexy phone.
not my euphemistic sexy phone.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I do accept it.
Cool. So let's talk about you and Katherine and how is it going after that? Did you feel like in that moment, right, cool, this is all good? Because I feel like you were given a test not long after that, actually. Was it Sabrina?
Yeah, look, so we had...
You must have been like, hold on. Lucy, you obviously saw, we're going to, obviously, as you can tell, we're going in chronological order. Yeah. Was there a point where you felt like, you know what, I dodged a bullet here?
Do you know what? Yeah, a little bit. But also, I actually felt bad for Katherine that day because we would all like sat around and obviously we all knew you were on this date and she was like obviously getting really stressed about it.
Yeah.
And actually she did say to me, she was like, I'm really sorry because this is obviously like how you, like this is horrible. And I was like, yeah, it is horrible. And actually I don't wish it on you because it's not a good feeling.
Right, let's discuss, mate.
Yeah.
Let's discuss. Obviously, you know,
Mate. Don't mate me. I ain't your mate
we
right
have
now.
to, yeah, I know. It's not easy. We have to talk
No,
about
don't.
it. Let's
I feel
discuss.
like Kalisha, give me the popcorn. I'm going to sit back and relax.
Let's discuss. So obviously, look, you know, things were going well with Katherine, and then obviously you and Sabrina obviously go on this date. And Sabrina kind of asked you. She was like, you know, like, I think she asked like, are you fully closed off?
She was like, are you in like a proper relationship or something?
And then you said no.
Nah.
He says, nah.
Yeah, it was
That was tense
because
yeah.
I wasn't.
Yeah.
I wasn't in a... Let's be real here.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I'd been with Kat for like, 2 days at that stage? Like, and I literally just jumped over from Lucy. Like, I was being honest. Like, I wasn't in a serious relationship. When Kat had sat me down and been like, what's the chance of your head turning? I was honest with Kat as well.
Yeah.
99.7%. And that was me being genuine. You know what I mean? Because I studied economics. Statistics, numbers. I'm going to be genuine. Like, okay, of course.
He is an honest man. We can't lie about that. He
He's
is
honest.
an honest man.
Well, get it there. Wasn't, but is getting there. But, you know, like, I just thought, okay, cool. Like, I'm going to be honest with Kat, be like, there's a 99.7% chance that my head doesn't turn. When on the day, Sabrina asked me if I was in a serious relationship. No, I'm not in a serious relationship. It's just a fact. So that was just me being genuine. And, like, obviously, okay, cool. Like, I'm on too hot to handle. I've been with the girl I'm with for 2 days. You put me in front of this absolute rocket. Sabrina's a great girl. Again, very attractive girl.
Yeah.
You put me in front of her. Of course, I'm going to have a flirt with her. Of course, I'm going to, like, have a bit of a banter.
Of course I'm going to rub some oil on her.
Did the back massage thing. Yeah, we're getting there, Lucy.
We are getting there. Oh, Charlie. Like, it doesn't stop. It's like boom, boom, boom.
I've changed a lot. I've grown a lot. But, you know, we did that. And I think, like, to be honest, like, I knew like throughout the date that it wasn't going to be anything serious.
Yeah.
I did the back massage. I went back.
But you guys came back holding hands, didn't you?
Yeah, but like, come on, it's her first day in there. I'm gonna be nice to her. Every single person who went on a date came back in holding hands. Take from
It's
that.
still a
what you
hard
will.
thing to see, though.
Yeah, of course. But when I came back and I sat down, you hear it. Chris said to me, he went, "Charlie, Kat's been stressing, bro." And when I sat down and when I heard that,
Good Chris impression.
yeah,
You must have been stressed at that point when you heard that.
I was like, shit, man, she's been stressing. I know she's right for me. I've been flirty on this date for sure, and like, I don't know if I'm ready to hold my hands up about that. It's the exact same situation that happened with Lucy, where I was being selfish by not being fully honest because it was easier for me in that moment. I'm literally sitting here and saying that was a regular theme in what I was doing in there, and it was a pattern of behaviour that now has been completely highlighted to me, and I've changed and worked on. You know what I'm saying? Where
Again,
like,
I really do respect that accountability because even in this chat, you're like, you know, I did this and I did that, and I've realised that I've done it, and I'm no longer that person. So which is quite cool.
you can only
you
hold
are
your
a good
hands up to
person.
that.
Yeah.
That's why even like when we had our chat, I never hated you. Because like I know he's a good person.
It's hard to hate me, innit?
Don't wink
Sorry,
at me.
that was
Wait,
a friendly wink.
Can we talk about the obviously like that you not obviously communicating the massage thing, right? Like I was watching and I was like, I don't think this is that deep. I think you could have actually said that. I don't think that was like a massive thing because you didn't actually kiss. So you did obviously, you know, like stand on business to somewhat, just like to a degree.
Yeah.
But the massage thing, it's not really that
I
deep.
know.
So why don't you just mention it?
I should have.
Yeah, I don't like.
No,
what do you
I
reckon,
should've.
Luce? Like,
I think I think
don't
you should
think
have
it
said
was.
it. But I get that like everything is just so heightened.
Yeah.
And like obviously, yeah, it is a date and like this girl's coming in and it didn't help that like they both had like long dark hair and
Of course.
it was that whole thing of like when we were on the beach looking at Sabrina like, oh, she literally looks like Katherine. And we were like, they look like each other, like, oh my God.
Yeah.
So I can understand why you'd want to be like downplay it. I can understand. You should have just said it.
That was it.
But I can understand why you wanted to.
And for
downplay
me, it was the fact that when I got back, I could tell Katherine was stressed, And Chris had told me she was stressed. And I think that for me was kind of like the reason why I lied, again, to just make it easier for myself and just so that Katherine would be like, oh, yeah, he didn't do anything. Like, now we can be happy and we could just go forward from there. Yeah. Obviously, it's a reality show. It doesn't work like that. No one told me that, you know what I mean? But, you know, so I lied in that moment, hands up, wasn't the thing to do. But obviously, I got caught for it. And then after that, the problem is no longer the back massage. The problem is me lying and me and Kat not having trust between us, because trust is probably the most important thing in a relationship, especially when you're coming towards the end of the process. You know, you guys are going to go on the outside and it's like, what are we doing this for if we don't trust each other? Because we're about to go to completely different countries. And what's the point in doing this in here if it's not going to work out there, if I don't trust you to go on a date with a girl when you're literally going to see me in an hour? You know what I mean?
It was, do you know what? I feel like at this part of the process, it was quite good, again, to see her and how much she'd changed from before when she was with Louis. And obviously that's probably because of you, because of the bond you two had together. I think you guys were having a conversation about like long distance relationships, and you could really see kind of towards the end, like how much you both started to like and care for each other, which I thought was quite endearing to watch. I think in the beginning, you kind of, maybe when you were discussing the long distance relationship, you kind of maybe cast a doubt in her mind and made it feel like, oh, and then you reassured her that, look, you know, like I still will talk to you. I still want to speak to you away from Lana, as you said. And I guess I want to ask now, obviously you got to the finals and I loved how you solved all of that drama. And I guess I want to ask, what happened after the show?
Me and Kat are still together.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh!
I haven't got my phone on me right now.
I thought you were. I am bamboozled.
Yeah.
Really?
Wow!
Yeah, me and Kat.
I'm so here for this.
Bro, like, it was so...
Oh my gosh!
Genuinely, like, you actually have to look at me and be like, okay, this guy is a...
Dude, I love this for you.
Bro, like, I went on to Talk to Handle, obviously being a player, but the reason I was a player is because I was just like, okay, I've never actually found someone who's like my genuine match, and someone who, when I'm with, like, the idea of being in a relationship with them really excites me and is something that I actually want to do and is worth it for me, you know? But like with Kat, like that has completely changed.
Sorry, but I think this is the perfect Too Hot to Handle story. Like, seeing the way you were on the show and to how much you learned towards the end. Obviously, you witnessed him in real life.
Yeah.
And obviously, like, just even you speaking today, your perspective, your accountability, and the fact that you two are still together. Sorry, I'm so happy that I've just found out now.
Goosebumps.
No, I'm so happy that I've just found out now because I guess as a viewer, we saw your journey. Right, let's just discuss.
Are you shooketh?
I am shooketh.
I keep forgetting that like you wouldn't know that. Of course
No,
you
I
know
wouldn't.
that.
I wouldn't know. Right. So after the show, like, how did it happen? Because obviously, yeah, it's a long distance relationship. Is Kat in LA?
Yeah.
Like, how did it happen? So when the camera stopped rolling,
I didn't want to let her go, like literally, and that to me meant a lot because you're in there. It's a reality show. You know you're being filmed. Obviously, like it felt really real, and like the things you see with me and Kat, where we looked into each other's eyes. Probably the most real and genuine connection I've ever had in my entire life. Like that moment was like really special to me. And
You guys were cute. You were even like exchanging books.
yeah, I gave her like a
oh,
book.
that's cute, guys. They were like exchanging.
Yeah,
like,
I read a book before I went on to the show. It was called Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway, and it really helped me to like have the right mindset and perspective going in there. That when you feel scared of doing something, you should still fucking do it because that's where you're gonna grow in life.
Yeah.
And I gave it to her because I was like, you know, you should read this book. I like played on my sax. So I don't know if you remember from my profile, I said I stopped wanking before I went on the show so that I could prepare. I actually didn't wank for an entire 2 months. Yeah, until I saw her again because I said to her, and this is potentially the most romantic thing I've ever done. I said to her, "This nut is for you."
that is so romantic. So hold up, you did. This is so romantic.
Yeah.
So you did not crown
wow.
for 2 whole months, and you saved your nut
Save my nut.
just for your girl.
Yeah. Wow. And I was like, "This here is coming.
That's
It's coming for
everything.
you."
Did you tell her just like that?
Yeah.
That's really romantic.
That is so
That
romantic.
is romance right
wow.
Special shit.
We
But-
really are progressing with
Yeah.
like men in
We're
2024.
we're
I'm
getting
just
there.
how'd you? Wow, it's deep
And then
stuff.
it's real. It's really deep shit.
This is deep stuff, guys.
Yeah. And
Wow.
then 2 months goes by.
So you don't see each other for 2 months.
No, we didn't.
But you
we were
FaceTiming and-
FaceTiming all the time. I mean, I went on like a holiday with my family, and then I came back. I was like working for a little bit, and then I can't remember what else I did, but I did quite a lot in that like space of time. I think I might have even gone to Milan to model
Okay.
for a month or something. And then I went out to LA to see her. At this stage, like we still haven't really seen each other since the show. Like I was really nervous actually going and seeing her because I was like, I just don't know how it's going to be. Like this is the real deal. Like
Yeah.
when you actually see. And I really liked her at this stage. I knew I really liked her. Like she is an amazing girl, and there's so much to her that you didn't and won't see on the show that I now know about. You know, that makes me think even higher of her genuinely. And I went and I spent some time with her, and like. You know, there was so many moments that happened between me and Catherine's eye contact's crazy, yeah. And there was so many moments where like we'd be lying in bed and sort of like looking at each other in the eyes, and like I could tell that she wanted to tell me she loved me, and I wanted to tell her that I loved her, but it was still kind of too soon. You know what I mean? And it just got to that stage. I told her I loved her like really quickly into me being there. And then like I asked her to be my girlfriend before the end. Do you want to know how I asked her to be my girlfriend? It's a fucking great story, yeah. So we were actually on a walk to the pet shop, and I knew I wanted to ask her, so I picked up a ring that was already hers. I'm like, just finished uni, I ain't that rich. Picked up a ring that was already hers. We went on a walk, and then we were in the car park of the pet shop, and I went, "Kat, you dropped something." Got on one knee, and I proposed to her with her own ring. And they actually caught it on the CCTV camera footage. Because I was like, I want this to be a genuine moment.
Yeah.
But it was caught on the CCTV camera footage. And she went back a week later, and she was like, "Can I have the camera footage? Like, because you guys have got cameras." And when she went back, they were like, "Oh my God, you're the one who got proposed to outside in the car park." And they've like given her this camera footage. And then she's got an email from the head office of this pet store going, "We love your story. We really want to follow it and post it all over our social media."
Wow.
And we're like, "Hey guys, like we're kind of under an NDA at the moment. You can't really do that."
Is that the video that you put in the group?
Yeah, yeah, of me
so
getting on the
cute.
knee
That
to
is
her.
so
And
adorable.
it was really sweet. And there's like, you know, there's so much that's happened between me and Kat. I've been over to LA twice to go see her. She's come over to the UK, met all my family. We went to Amsterdam together, watched some sex shows and shit. You know what I mean? Lived
Yeah,
it
I love
up.
that.
But you know, like, it's a genuine relationship. And I wanted to take the time before the show came out to like really know how I felt about her, so that when this was happening, like if I am gonna go out and be like, okay, Kat's my girlfriend, I love her, whatever, I can actually feel confident in myself saying that, and I do feel confident in myself saying that.
And what does the future hold? I mean, are you guys ever planning to move in with each other? Is anyone ever going to relocate? You know, have you spoken about children in the future?
I mean, I did say on the show our babies would be fucking beautiful. You know what I mean? But like, it's a difficult situation with that stuff because US visas are pretty hard to get.
Oh yeah, they are.
So Donald, give me a visa, please. But you know, I'm working on my visa to go over there and like model and stuff and work out there. She can always come here, but you know, I don't like to put too much pressure on anything really. And like for now, like it's really good, and we'll just continue that. Yeah, and just see what the future holds. I haven't yet asked her to be my wife or told her, you know, and we've not like had a pregnancy scare yet, you know what I mean? So like, let's not worry about the kids.
But it's something you'd want to do in the future when you're ready.
I know that I need to have kids in my life. I come from a family of like, I'm one of 5 kids. I love having a big family. Like, I need to have kids in my life, you know? But like, we'll get to that. You know what I mean? Don't rush me.
He's got time.
And Lucy, like, I kind of like loved how in the last episode, obviously you weren't with anybody in the last episode, but you spoke about your own like kind of self-loving journey and, you know, how you learned to love yourself. And in a way, you did leave with a match, and that match was yourself.
Yeah. Do you know what? And I said this then, and I like still think it now. Like, I'm so grateful because we weren't like right for each other. Like I'm not your person, and vice versa. So actually, you making that call, as much as like, in the moment, I was like, I'm so shocked, and it's horrible, whatever. And it's a weird situation because like in normal life, you'd never then have to sleep in a bedroom next to like the guy you were dating and the new girl who's like the girl who's now dating. Yeah. You just wouldn't. So yeah, but I'm so happy how it all ended, and and I mean, let's be real, I've been love bombed since, because I just attract them. Yeah, I just love bombs.
So I was going to ask you, are you dating anybody? Are you kind of just like open? Are you seeing anybody?
I'm open. Yeah, I'm open. I have seen people like as in like at separate times, not like multiple people at the same time.
Boring. Sorry.
What did you say?
Like boring.
No, not like you. Calm down. No, yeah, I haven't. Not with anyone in particular.
Yeah.
Just like, yeah. To be honest, I'm still just trying to like finding myself, and I'm quite happy on that journey.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I do want. Oh my god, I do want like marriage, kids one day, 100%. I was dating someone before this all like aired, so that was fun because then that he actually didn't know. I didn't tell him. I was going to tell him, and then it ended. And then like a few weeks later, then this came out. Yeah. And then I bumped into him, and he was like, "Oh, cool." I was like, "Well, yeah." But yeah, no. Happy and single.
Very quickly, what do you both want people to take away after they watch you on the show?
I think that like you have to remember about Tilt to Handle. We all go in there admitting that we have a bad side, and we all go in there like very promiscuous individuals. But the point of that show is to highlight to people that there is so much more to relationships than physicality. Yeah. You have to be honest, trustworthy, and accountable in life in general. And I think they were kind of like my biggest takeaways from like going on the show myself. And I just think that like you shouldn't judge people on like that sort of thing. You should judge people on the person that they actually are, and you should get to know people. We obviously all don't always do it, and like I'm not gonna like lie and be like, okay, I've never done that and I wouldn't do that. Yeah. You know what I mean? But there is like so much more to it. You know what I mean?
I think I learned a big lesson that it's not just about romantic connections. I think the whole retreat, when we first got in there, kind of like all focus was on Charlie and like a romantic connection and that. But actually, towards the end, I was like, wow, I've made some amazing friends. Like, you know, people were really there for you in there. Like, Chris was really there for me. Joao was really there for me. Like, as well as the girls, obviously, like, I love my girls. But it's kind of just interesting that then I thought, oh my gosh, like, it's not just about the romantic connection. It's about all connections. And, like, friendships are literally just as, you need your friends. Like, you need those. And you have to love yourself first.
I am loving the growth. Charlie and Lucy, thank you so much for joining me on the show.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you.